Hey guys, it's Ken here. So I'm going to be taking you through Tabata Bootcamp. So this particular exercise format is pretty intense. We're going to be using no equipment at all, and everything is going to be at a timed system, kind of like a HIIT class, but just know that when we get to the Tabata point, it's more than just the 20-10 interval. The way that I teach Tabata is actually true Tabata, where we're going to your max potential as far as your heart rate is concerned. So that means that you can really only physically do that really ridiculously hard part one time in class, because you should be done, dust, through by the end of it. So the way that the layout of the class is going to go, we're going to go through the warm-up. We're going to do some different timing intervals that are going to be 40, 30, 20 timings. I'll explain that when we get there, but there's only 6 of those exercises, 2 lower body, 2 upper body, 2 core exercises. Then we go into our max interval, which is that 4 minutes of 8 times through the Tabata. That right there, that's the golden ticket. That's the whole class right there. And it's less about the quantity of what you do, it's more about the intensity that you put into it. You should be exhausted by the end of that part. Then we're just gonna go through those 6 exercises again on a different timing, and then just finish off with a little extra at the very end. So if you give me any one part of this class, give me that Tabata. There's only one true Tabata protocol in this entire class. So you should be completely spent. I'm gonna be uglier in that part. I want you to be just as ugly as me. Just kind of like, all right, so be prepared for that. We need no equipment at all. You might wanna have a water bottle handy. We'll use that for one thing later on, but otherwise you just need floor space and a towel, and that's it. So starting off, 30 seconds for each of these exercises for the warm-up. We're just gonna start off with a narrow squat to a wide squat, just kind of alternating and just really digging your heels down and really kind of feeling yourself bend through this. My hands are intentionally on my thighs to give my back that little bit of support. You can go as low, as fast or as slow as you want to, but we're just trying to maintain pressure into the floor and really feeling your feet stick into the ground for another 10 seconds, and then we're gonna go into a sumo step out. You're gonna get to see this one again later on. There's 2 rounds for these. So for now, that's 30 seconds. Now we go into a sumo style step out. So it's side to side. The toes are a little bit more turned out, and it's really about the depth of the pelvis. So trying to get nice and low. Right about now, your heart rate should be coming up, and this is when you start to train yourself how you're gonna breathe. You wanna breathe deep, full breaths, because when we get to that Tabata, oh lordy, how you breathe is gonna be your success story, trust me. 3, 2, and 1. Next one is gonna be an inchworm. So hands on the floor. Take it all the way out. Make sure you're firmly planted to the floor. Walk it back up. Do it again. Really resisting the floor with your shoulders. When you get to the bottom there, find that perfect plank and then bring it right back up. No booties up in the air, none of this. That's cheating, all right? Find that perfect plank. Almost there, about 1 more time. And then we go into what I call the warm-up burpee. Well, we know burpees, right? This one is your warm-up burpee. Up, tap back, up, thrust back, up, thrust back. So those thrust backs are basically duplicating that. So really let them be powerful. Up, thrust back, up, thrust. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Going down to your plank. Next one, plank shoulder taps. 30 seconds here. And that's your warm-up set. We're gonna go through all of those again, but just add a little bit more just for fun. 10 more seconds. Then we go back to the double squat. 3, 2, bring it back up. First exercise is this one. So make sure your elbows are pinned back. You don't want to be here. That's going to shrug your shoulders. You can add jumps. Soft, low. Another 15 seconds or so. Soft landing, training the feet to feel its way through that impact. You're going to need that later. And then we go into the sumo step outs. This time add a twist. Figure 8. So feeling the core twist with it. Dip to the side you're stepping and go for low. Trying to get the hips lower than the chest for sure. We got another 10 seconds. That's what I like about this format, because it gets started right away. You're already like, I know. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it right here. We're gonna add repeaters. 15 seconds each side. Pulling like you're breaking a stick over your knee. Start to integrate the core. 3, and switch. Inchworms are next. We're gonna add some knee taps to them. 3, 2, inchworm out. Find your plank, tap the knees, and then bring it back up. There's another add-on I'm gonna put in a second here. Tap the knees, bring it back up. Ten more seconds, we're gonna hold the plank low. Then we're gonna do knee taps to the elbow. One more time down. Hold this plank. Now the knee is gonna go tap the forearm, down. Tap the forearm, down. Tap, tap, down. Tap, tap. 15 more seconds. Tap, tap, and tap, tap. Warm up burpees next. Roll it up. No tricks with the warm up burpee at all. Same thing. Oh wait, up, back, back, up, back, back. So the thrust back is not just up here. You should be coming from a pretty low squat. Boom, boom. Think like you're trying to kick something. Bah, bah, back. 10 seconds. Three, 2, plank shoulder taps. And last 30 seconds. We'll grab some water and get started on good stuff. That was your warm up. Well, almost. Got 15 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So moving right along, we're going to go into what I call the 40, 30, 20 timing. So these 6 exercises are going to be the main body of your class. Remember, the Tabata is the hot spot. That's what's going to train your metabolic system. That's where we get the effect for the afterburn from the class. That's what Tabata is all about. So we only get one shot for that one, and you should be done by the end of that one. But these ones should be hard, harder, hardest at different times. It's going to start hard for 40 seconds and then a break. And it's going to get a little harder for 30 seconds and then a little break. And then you go your absolute hardest for 20 seconds, and then that's the end of that exercise, okay? The hard, harder, hardest, I'll show you those progressions as we walk through them. We'll be doing them again later in the class. So if you're wondering, where's the second set? It's coming. So first one is called a front-loaded lunge. So I'm going to do this one profile. I'll do it this way because the lighting's better this way. So all we're doing is we're just stepping out into a lunge, right? Tap down. So I'm kind of like leaning forward the whole time. The arms are going to be here, okay? So you're reaching as long as you can. If you feel this in your back, take the arms out, okay? That leverage does play against you. So we are going to start in 1. I'm waiting for the timer. We're going to start with just one leg that does not alternate. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 40 seconds of just the lunge, staying off center, up. So you're decelerating through your quadricep. That's what you want. You want to feel that absorption of pressure into the ground. One cue that I usually use for this one is try not to make any sound, right? That means that the muscles of the foot are absorbing some of that shock. So reaching and pulling, but really never really coming up to your upright position. You're always a little forward. You should already feel this in your leg a little bit. You've got 10 more seconds. Then we get a break. We're going to stay on the same leg because it goes hard, harder, hardest on the same leg. So that was your hard. 3, 2, and 1. That was your hard. 20 seconds of rest. then we're gonna go harder. How are we gonna go harder? We're gonna add more leg movements. So the base exercise remains the same, arms or no arms, but you're gonna go into a hamstring curl. So you're staying even more forward and kicking your butt with your heel. Ready? Here it is. 3, 2, 1. In, in, in. And since you're front loaded a little bit more, you're gonna be getting a little bit more speed. And you should definitely feel one leg a lot more than the other by now. And you're still trying to decelerate through that foot for minimal sound on the landing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You get 15 seconds of rest. So however long you work, that means your rest period. So 40 seconds, you get 20 seconds of rest. 30 seconds, you get 15 seconds of rest. We're about to get started on the hardest. This one is going to be a knee hike, so knee to the face for the hip flexor. Ready, set, go. Up, up, up. This one's the hardest one. Try not to stomp the floor too much, but it's just knee to the face. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's one leg. First exercise, only one leg. It's a pisser, I know, we gotta do the other side. We're gonna get started in 15 seconds. So one thing to note about Tabata is that your heart rate is obviously gonna be going up. Make sure that your rest periods are intentional and that you're actually really taking them. So it's not just go, 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 go. It's interval training, so you want the lower interval. Here we go, so starting hard on the other leg. Ready, set, go. So, either arms or no arms. Listen to your back for that one and investigate the foot. Very, very little sound, no stomping. So right now, one leg is on fire from that last set. Now, we're going a little bit deeper into this one. Make sure it's fair. Sometimes we kind of like, oh yeah, that was really hard, I don't want to do it again. Don't do that. That's cheating. So, I think we've got almost there. 3, 2, and 1. That was your hard. A little side note. So if you're starting to find that, oh, that really didn't feel good for my hip flexor, the hard, harder, hardest, the 40, 30, 20 that we're doing, if it's too hard for you, just do the last version. You could do that last version all 3 times and you're still getting a good workout, so you're fine. We're about ready to start that harder. That was the butt kick, the hamstring. Ready, and go. And up. So you're even more off center. You're trying to get that quick pop back. But it's really less about this, going back. It's really more about absorbing the landing. Having control on the way down, even though that leg is on fire. Almost there. 3, 2, and rest. 15 seconds of rest here. Then we go to the hardest. That was the knee to the face, right? It's only exercise number 1. You got 5 more after this. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Knee to the face. Up, up, up. This is the hardest one not to make any noise. Absolutely. Good news is we're almost done. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's one exercise down. We're moving on to the next one. The next one is push-ups to a tap back. So you're gonna do one push-up and then tap your lower back. Like you got your utility belt, you're grabbing something out of it. All right, we're gonna get started in 15 seconds. As we do this one, notice that as you're doing the push-up, you're gonna wanna shift all the way over side to side. So wide base of support through the legs is usually a good idea. So let's start this on the knees. So we're gonna go push up, tap, tap, tap. You don't have to do this one really slow. You can go for, in this one, depth, if that's where you need to work, right? Or you can go for speed. That's fine too. So we're starting on the knees for the harder, for the hard. Then the harder is gonna be on the feet. Same exercise. Three, 2, and 1. So as we're resting, getting ready for this next, for the harder, it's the same thing, only on your feet rather than your knees. Try to imagine what it is that you're reaching for in your utility belt. Make sure that it's like something glass. You don't want to like back there because then you're going to have a hard time. That also means jerkiness through your base of support. So like you're getting something delicate. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Push up, grab. Push up, grab. What if it was something that you needed to make sure that you didn't break? So not, right? Probably wouldn't go over so well. Right? Push up, grab it. We're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. The hardest version for the 20-second, 40, 30, 20, that 20-second one we're about to do is the same thing, just faster. On the knees or on the feet, your call, do it on the feet. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. Almost done. It's only 20 seconds. Easier said than done. 3, 2, and 1. That wasn't very much faster. But as long as it's your max effort, that's totally fine. What you do is one thing, what your effort is something totally different. That's what this class is all about. Okay, so as long as it's feeling hard, harder, and hardest, you're doing it right. Okay, so moving on, side plank is next. So you can do this next one on your hand. You can also do it on your forearm. I usually like to do it on the forearm because we're doing a lot of hand stuff today, but it's up to you really. Your body position, you can be 1 knee, 2 knees stacked, or 2 feet stacked, that's fine. We're gonna start, once I have my timer, I can't see it. We're timing this one, shoot. 10 seconds, we're gonna start, and then we'll get on to it. So first one is just a hold. Ready, set, 3, 2, 1. And I will do the feet in tandem version because I like that one. First thing we do is just hold it for 40 seconds, which is kind of a long time. So in this position, kind of check it out. Make sure that you're not collapsing anywhere, especially not your shoulder. Also make sure that you're not hinging in the hips. You want to make sure the hips are forward so you're nice and flat line right here. You're almost done. No, that's not true. 15 seconds. And this one we have to do the other side, obviously. So we're going to be doing this for some time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. For the harder, we're just going to be adding hip dips. They don't have to be big, just small ones. Make sure that it's really about the support structure more than anything else. We are almost there. We haven't even done the max interval yet. Oh my God, okay. Here we go, 30 seconds, ready, set, hit your position and start your hip dips. They don't have to be big, but definitely make sure that you're not collapsing. The hip dip doesn't mean that we collapse. It's keeping and maintaining length. Woo! "30 seconds starts to feel like a really long time in this class. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We still have the hardest to go. The hardest is going to be one of our favorites. I'm sure you've all seen it. The reach under. Remember that utility belt? Like you're grabbing something precious? We're doing that one. So, but this time we're going to reach underneath ourselves. And we start in 3, 2, and 1. Reach under and up. Pick up that thing that you need. And up. And up. Almost done. The 20-second one goes by really fast. I mean, depending on what you're doing. 3, 2, and 1. Let's do the other side, because it's the only fair thing to do. Oh my God. We do a lot of laughing in this class, because sometimes it just feels ridiculous. So, moving on, we're almost ready. Going on to just the flat hold in 3, 2, 1, bam. I tend to not really like these ones that you get a hold for 40 seconds. it kind of sucks because you have nothing to do once you've set your posture, but just focus on how hard it is. It's hard. 20 seconds left. Ooh. Can't wait to do this a second time. It's gonna be so much fun. It actually is not gonna be that bad because the timing is different. It's shorter. Hey, almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Then we do the harder version in 20 seconds of rest. That was the hip dips. 10 seconds we go. How are we doing? It's questionable, huh? Here we go, 3, 2, 1. You just wait till we get to the max interval. That might be where I lose you. Small, but still concentrating on length. You're almost there. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think that's my weaker side. I think. All we have is the hardest, and that is the reach under. Go for control on this one. Remember, you're grabbing something really delicate for this one, not just duplicating a motion. Here we go, ready, set, go. I kind of missed that timing a little bit, sorry. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, glad that's over. Moving on, now we do monster walk taps. So this one I like to incorporate my water bottle because it kind of gives a point of reference. So this one, once we have a sip of water, we do monster walks. And your job, your only job, is to take this water bottle or whatever you got and tap it on the floor once to the front and once to the back. That's it. So we're going to start this in a second. Hold on to it nice and low so you're in that sumo squat. You're just going to do a monster walk front, tap. Monster walk back, tap. Let the tap not come from the torso but from the hips. Make sure you're dipping down to get there, not reaching down to get there. Okay? Whew. So here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We go monster walk low, tap. Monster walk back, tap. Be aware of your lead leg. That means the first leg that is moving. So in this case, this is my lead leg. It'll be my lead leg on the way back. I'm going to lead with the other leg on the other side. So the idea is right about now you should be feeling a lot of burn in the legs because you never really fully get to come up. You got to stay low, lower than you want to be the whole time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. 20 seconds of rest. So, to make this a little bit more challenging for the harder, in about another 15 seconds, we're going to take those walks and make them into soft hops. So it's just a little hop front, a little hop back, okay? Still tapping the floor. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Tap and tap. Doesn't have to be much. One thing you want to check in with for sure is make sure that your chest is forward. This is not good. There's no connectivity there, so hips lower than the shoulders. You're almost there. Each time that the water bottle, or whatever it is, hits the ground, you should have your heels connected to the ground. So 3, 2, and 1, 15 seconds. The third version, the harder version, is either lower or faster. You decide, both work. Here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower faster. Tap, 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 tap. Now if you're doing this in the living room, hopefully you're alone, because this is not a high glamour exercise. It just kind of looks confusing. 3, 2, and 1. Ah, burn, 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 burn. Okay, so moving on to the next one. You got 2 more. You have tricep dips and mountain climbers. Then we do our max interval set. Whew, which is gonna feel a lot like that we just did, but worse. I mean better, yeah. Okay, tricep dips. So, for this one, we're gonna go into a traditional tricep dip, either hips on or off the ground. If you do not like the fully flexed position of the hand, this one will probably be a problem for you. Grab onto some hand weights or something that'll help to prop up the wrists. I don't recommend doing this with knuckles on the floor, I don't. It's just way too easy to have something go wrong. So grab onto something like a ball that's sturdy or something that's gonna help stabilize you a little bit. Here we go, tricep dips are first in 3, 2, 1, go for it. So you can do this with the hips off the floor or even on the floor. If you need the modification, you can absolutely do that because those triceps are still working back there. No doubt about that. The next one you're gonna like even more. It's not just tricep dips, we're gonna be doing reverse planks, which I personally hate because I don't have the arm flexibility for them. It's really hard. But maybe you'll be better at it. We'll see. So this is your hard. And rest, that's your 40. In 20 seconds, we're gonna go into reverse planks, which is the same body position, but the hips are gonna go up into a crab pose. Whoop, right? This is a little hard for my shoulders. Imagine my hips a little higher. My shoulders don't have the flexibility to go that far, so you should be able to get to that fully tabletop position. But here we go, ready, set, go. Up and down, up and down. So what this requires, and why I'm putting it into the same set as the triceps, is your triceps have to really kind of fully extend back, so there should feel like a push into the ground. Keep going. For 10 more seconds. Pushing into the ground, pushing into the ground. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The last one is the opposite toe grab. This one might be hard. If you've got wrist issues, do not do this one. Continue to do the reverse plank or just tricep dips for this last round. Here we go. So let me show you what this is as we get into it. It's the same position, bring it up. But now we're going to tap the foot. Tap the foot. A little better than that. Tap the foot. Tap the foot. So you have to negotiate this shifting of the weight from side to side for another 3, 2, and 1. It's a balance thing. God, this wrist is, I injured my wrist, so if I'm wobbly on one side, that's why. It's not because I suck. Like I'm suck a little bit too, but yeah. Okay, moving on to mountain climbers. We know these. Mountain climbers start from a plank position in 3, 2, and 1. Just riding the knee up. So this one, I like to, when I'm breaking this one down, I like to really talk about how your hand plant and your shoulder stability really do make or break this. We think about it a lot with the legs and with the abdominals because that's really what's happening, but keep going. But you really want to make sure that the mound in the palm of your hand, the mound on your thumb, and the mound on the pinky side are both pushing in for both sides of the shoulders to be able to stabilize you. You are almost done, 10 more seconds. So really feel that shoulder activation through the pads of the fingers. You're done in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So for the harder, we're gonna go into twists. So it's knee to opposite elbow or shoulder, however you wanna look at it. 10 seconds we go. 30 seconds for this one. Same mountain climbers, just a little bit of added twist means more support is necessary. Here we go, ready, set, and 30 seconds. Dipping into that twist a little bit more and really find the stability through the shoulders more than anything. 15 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. The last one is Everest climbs. So, in 10 more seconds, we're gonna go into a lunge position and lunge switch. Or, there's a couple different ways to do this. I'll show it from this angle. So, for the hardest, you go here and switch, and switch, and switch. Some people do it here with the heels. I feel like that feels like a little bit like a Broadway dance, so I don't like it. Three, 2, and 1. And that's your set of 6. Your set of 6 we did in 40, 30, 20 timing, as you've heard and seen and done. Now we go into our max interval. That's gonna be the hardest part of your day. 4 minutes only. It's gonna feel like 12. But this is gonna be the hardest thing that you've done today. So let the heart rate come down for a second before we get this started. Then we're gonna go back into the set of 6 again, but the timing is gonna be different. It's gonna be shorter, it's still gonna be hard, harder, hardest, but the timing interval changes a little bit. So, for your Tabata, it's 20 seconds of your maximum level work. Now, there's a lot of people who, quantify Tabata in different ways, but the true research is, can you find the absolute most cardiovascular effort that you can produce? Tabata, this was designed for speed skaters. You've seen those guys with those thighs. They mean business, right? So it's that. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a squat and a jump. Hands here, jump up. That's your exercise, and that's all it needs to be, right? A squat and a jump. So here's the thing. That should bring the heart rate up to its maximum potential within the first or second round for sure. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. By then you should be like pretty much at exhaustion. But then you gotta do 6 more rounds. 20, 10, 20 on, 10 off for 6 more times. That means that maybe your first round is gonna look like this, and you're still cooling off right now. This is intentionally bringing your heart rate down because you wanna start from a place of stasis. So, but by maybe the 3rd or 4th round, maybe the jump starts to get a little smaller. Maybe you just take it to a calf raise. Maybe it's just a squat by the end. Here's the thing, and this is the most confused thing. It is not about the exercise that you're producing for a Tabata. It is the amount of effort involved in the Tabata. So if I'm on round 6 and I'm just doing this, but that's the best I got, great, that's perfect. That's all we want. We want the best you can do for each of these rounds. So let it falter. You should hit failure, you should. Hardest 4 minutes of the day starts in 8 seconds. Squat and a jump, make sure those heels stay planted. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 20 seconds. First 2 rounds are just to get you exhausted. This is how I mentally get through my Tabatas. First 2 rounds, just define the movement. Get your body used to it. You're done in 3, 2, and rest for 10 seconds. It's only 10 seconds. We're going right back into it. 3, 2, 1. Back into the exercise. This is round 2 out of 8. Hardest work you're gonna do today. Starting to get to where you're at your maximum. 3, 2, and rest. 10 seconds. 3rd round. This is where the exercise might falter a little bit. So now it's about breathing. Here we go. Breathe. Can you force yourself to breathe full deep breaths? 3, 2, and 1. Round 4. Whew. This is where the cardiovascular effect is starting to take place, so don't poop out now. Here we go. Go for it. So what you're doing is you're training your heart to pump more blood per beat. So that means faster recovery time. Right? More cardiovascular efficiency. 3, 2, and 1. And as you can see, my squat jump is looking a little different now. And I'm still working at my best. And cueing. Round 5. Ready, set, go. So another thing that's happening is you're putting your body into the afterburn effect, which is what Tabata is all about. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After you've done a Tabata, your body will be burning more calories throughout the rest of your day. So as you're walking around, later on, here we go. Keep going. Round 7. This one is all about mental commitment. While you're doing it, keep going. 3, 2, and 1. One round unless I'm not counting right, which is totally possible. Last round, 3, 2. I've never had to cue this and do this at the same time. It's different. 3, 2, and 1. That might have been 7 rounds. If it was, press rewind. But now we bring the heart rate back down. That was the hardest work you're gonna do today, bar none. That's what Tabata is, and that's what makes it different than HIIT. As I said, that's different than HIIT. As far as your cardiovascular intensity is concerned, you've got your steady state stuff, then you've got your high intensity interval training. Tabata's up here for a very specific reason. And because you're going all the way up to that high intensity, there's only one time in class that you can do that. You only need to bring your heart rate up. And scientifically, they've actually done research on this. You actually burn a lot more calories through from here, from me, all the way on to when I walk home and I do all my stuff. I'll be burning more calories throughout the rest of my day than had I not done that set. And that is scientifically based. So reach out to me if you have any questions about that. I can definitely give you that information. But it actually, they found that in the actual exercise that we just did, we probably spent about 60 calories. That was about the amount. But for up to 24 hours later, you're burning almost up to like 400 calories more that you wouldn't have done, right? So 400 extra calories just for that 4 minutes of work. That's not including all the sets of 6 that we're about to go back into. Isn't that great news? So if you do a Tabata a day, you're doing pretty good. And you're also training your heart to pump more blood per beat, which means that your recovery time is going to be a lot more efficient. So Tabata is a really good thing. And it's not to be confused with high intensity interval training. High intensity interval training usually has more elaborate exercises. And those things, the more elaborate it is, the lower the heart rate threshold becomes, generally speaking. So that's why we do simple stuff. It should be simple, sweet, and ridiculously hard. So hopefully that was that for you. Okay, heart rate should have come down by now. We're good. Now all we gotta do for the rest of this is just go back to your set of 6 in a different timing, and then you're done for the day. We'll do a little stretch, call it a day. So as we get into this, what I wanna do is go through these last set of 6. Some of them we have to do right side, left side. So it's 1 minute per exercise. 30 seconds hard, 20 seconds harder, 10 seconds hardest. No breaks in between. That's what makes this one different. So in 15 seconds, we're gonna start with that front-loaded leg lunge, and we'll just wrap this sucker up. So from the beginning of class, no breaks this time. We just go hard, straight to harder, straight to hardest. Here we go, ready? 3, 2, 1. That was this one. Legs feel a little different now. So remember, if you need to, for your back, take the arms out, less leverage. So 30, 20, 10 timing, that means that each exercise, you're only really doing 1 minute of work. That's it. So it goes by a lot faster. So in 10 seconds, we get to go into the harder version, which was the butt kick. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. So a little bit more front loaded. The booty kicks back. 3. Is that true? No, that's not right. False alarm. 10 seconds was the knee hike. And that starts in 3, 2, I promise. 1, 10 seconds only. Up, up, up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, the leg is like dead. I can't wait for those monster walks. Okay, here we go. Ready. Other side. 3, 2, and let's begin. So this is the first one. Arm is leverage if you want to for this first one. 30 seconds here. This is kind of like your encore. We're just getting through each of those exercises one last time. You've done all this already. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened in between, but in 15 seconds, we're gonna go harder and then hardest. And it's just your last round through all that stuff that we did earlier. I gather you got that by now. 3, 2, and butt kick back. So a little quicker, a little deeper. And then that hardest that we had to do for 20 seconds before, we had to do it for 10. That's not that bad. It's not that bad. 3, 2, and 1. The leg feels so much heavier than the first time. And rest. That's one down. Next one, push up to tap back. Remember grabbing your utility belt. That went from the knees to the toes and then faster. Here we go, 5, 3, 2, knees. Tap back. 30 seconds here. Just thinking, I'm grabbing something really delicate and then controlling the way down. Even though my knees are sliding back. They do that in this exercise sometimes. 10 seconds, we're gonna switch to the feet. 20 seconds there. 3, 2, to the feet. It basically just turns into 1 minute of push-ups, which I've done a lot of those today, as you can tell. Woo. And then, if you can, faster for the final 10. I don't got very much left. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, down. All right, moving on, side plank. This was that other one we had to do right and left. So, here we go. 30 seconds to just hold. Then we had the hip dips and the twisting reach under. But what's hard about it is there's no break this time. We had breaks the last time through. Check your position, make sure you're not hiking through the hips. It'll be hard on your back. The dips start in 3, 2, and 1. Remember, these don't have to be strong, very big. God, I can't talk. And then we have 3, 2, reach under. 10 seconds only. God, it is not the same second time around. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my God. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You're so close to being done. You're so close. Strong shoulder, long collarbone, 10 more seconds, then we start the dips. Just think it's only 1 minute of work. You can do anything for a minute. And then start your dips. Remember, at any time, if you're starting to feel like you need a regression, you can do that. Take the regression if you want to. It's totally fine. And that's true for all of these. If you don't want to go to the hardest, if you don't feel bodily prepared for it, don't do it. 3, 2, and then do a couple of these guys for 10 seconds. And no more side planking for today. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. That was awesome. Okay. It's kind of funny being a teacher and then doing these videos. We take for granted sometimes how hard our own workouts are because we don't have to do them. We're usually walking around and correcting people. Or sometimes we're breathing hard, but we have the music in the background. There's no shield here. We're working hard too. It's not easy. Okay, so moving on. Now we have the monster walks. So my legs don't really like to hear that news. Grab your water bottle. We're gonna get started in just a second here. I'm waiting for my timer. Okay. Hardest. Starting off with the lead leg walking. Ready, set, and go. Front, tap down, back, tap down. Remember, the tap is from your butt. The butt goes down. Tap, boom, tap. And you're trying your best to keep yourself lower than you feel comfortable. In 10 seconds, we go to soft hops. And we are almost done. Here's those soft hops. Ready, set, tap front, tap back, tap front. Making sure to drop that pelvis. Oh, God, my leg. And final 10 seconds, just go faster. Oh my God. Oh God, my legs are fried. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that was not fun. Good news is your legs are done. That's great. Tricep dips and mountain climbers. Wrap it up. Okay. Tricep dips. Ready, set, go. So this is the one that has the reverse plank, which I suck at. And then we have that opposite toe grab, but given the certain current situation, I don't suggest grabbing the bottom of your foot or shoe. There we go, 3, 2, and reverse plank. And reverse plank. Remember, you're pushing into the floor, driving back to get those hips up with a nice base of support through the shoulders, assuming you have more flexibility in your shoulders than I do. And then final 10 seconds. Ready, set, go. Grab, and this is my bad wrist. Ow. And then I'll put my butt down. You get the idea. I don't know what I did with my wrist. I think I landed on it badly. And then rest. Mountain climbers, and you're done. That is the best news ever, I think. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. This one went into twists, and then Everest climbs, or lunge switches, whichever one you wanted to do. But this was the one where I was talking about the hand. Make sure you're fully loaded all the way through the shoulder. 10 more seconds, then we'll progress. Keep my water bottle out of the way. 3, 2, and twist. Opposite forearm. Just think, in about 20 seconds, you're gonna be done. And then Everest climbs for 10 seconds in 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so that was my Tabata class. That's all that I have for you. Please take time to stretch. I would say definitely get your quadriceps, definitely get your glutes in a figure 4, like laying down. This guy. And I would say probably also inner thigh stretch, just because of all the stabilizers. And then anything you need for your arms. About 20 seconds for the larger muscles of the lower half of the body. Maybe about 10 or 15 seconds for the upper body arm muscles. And that is Tabata Bootcamp, or one class or one variation of Tabata Bootcamp. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're sweating and breathing hard right now.